Welcome to this channel about anything. This time not an old retro device or technology, but just some small everyday household objects. You're looking at one right now. Not everywhere it's used that much anymore, but I'm quite sure most of you still have some laying around. It is a coin. 1 euro cent in this case. I never realized it's this colorful. And let's assume that's not a piece of human skin. Here's another thing that you're supposed to use at least twice a day. This one's been used a lot and the plastic has rounded off. A used toothbrush. This is an unused one. Speaking of microplastics, happy brushing. This object has fibers, but not edible fibers. And like the coin, it's not used that much anymore, but most of you have some laying around. To use this thing, you need something else like a piece of paper. Indeed, it's a pencil. And with that gathered knowledge, it's probably easier to guess what this is. A rather fine ballpoint. I really like how much detail there still is on such a small scale. Parts that are out of focus seem to just disappear, making this thing completely unrecognizable. But then, who recognizes the tip of a fountain pen? Which is far from a daily object, I just realized. But almost nothing can be recognized at this scale. This one may be an exception. The tip of this needle doesn't look sharp at all. How about a compass? Not exactly. But just leaning it on that coin is enough to scratch it. Metal looks really weak on this scale. This close, the focus is as thin as the edge of a razor blade. Or in this case, a bladed knife. The lens is so big compared to the object that you can actually look at both sides of the blade at the same time. And now we're looking at both sides of a piece of newspaper. Not very useful, but very interesting. As you change the focus, things seem to just appear and disappear from nowhere. This was powdered sugar. So, how close are we? Well, like I shown in previous videos, it's about 1 millimeter in 4K resolution. Here's a metal ruler showing exactly 1 millimeter. This tiny thread is part of a whole bunch of threads. And together they form a tiny thread. Now here's an actual daily household object. And this is the scrubbing part of that same object. a kitchen sponge. Here's another sponge. Or, no, it was a slice of bread actually. This is another sponge. Nice, right? Many things look alike this close. This is also not a sponge, but milk foam on the spoon of my cappuccino. Again, this could also be a sponge, maybe, but it's a match. This is a mechanical device to make fire. Oh, you probably know now what it is, but do you actually recognize it? This is the tiny hole where the gas escapes when you light this lighter. A third way to make fire is of course an electronic lighter, which sometimes emits a colorful spark. That was probably dust. But I don't know what this green spot was. The stuff around the metal expands and contracts. This is the very fine maced filter of a water cooker. How about some fluid? This is one of the seeds of a strawberry. Most other fruits and vegetables look quite boring, like this banana. This mango has tiny holes. It turns out there aren't that many interesting objects at this scale. Many things look quite boring or similar. On my Patreon you can find more information about how I filmed this. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Again, not meant sarcastically.